You live in Kentucky? Stay tuned to find out the top 3 reasons you should move to the Bluegrass State. Hi, I'm Andrew Duncan.
And I'm Rachel Duncan.
And we are Married Realtors on the Barron Group, a top 1% team serving Cincinnati and Northern Kentucky.
Neither Andrew or I are originally from this area, and I can't tell you the number of times we've heard, wait, you live in Kentucky? Why? And I can see people's minds just envisioning every Kentucky stereotype known to man. But Northern Kentucky is this unique blend of a small town feel with big city amenities that so many people have misconceptions about. So we thought we'd do a deep dive into the allure of this hidden treasure that neighbors downtown Cincinnati and share some of the reasons why we love living here.
Before we dive in, let's just set the record straight. Northern Kentucky does not have the same feel of all the other Kentucky cities, like Louisville and Lexington, which are unique in their own way. It's the perfect blend of northern ambition and drive, Midwest work ethic, and Southern hospitality, and it truly is an extension of Cincinnati. While some local folks act like the Ohio River is an ocean that can never be crossed, there is beauty to enjoying both sides of the river if you let yourself make the 3-minute drive across one of our many bridges.
Northern Kentucky is technically made up of Boone, Kenton, and Campbell counties. And in those counties, there are close to 40 different cities and towns. Each city has a little bit of its own feel, the biggest differentiation being between the river cities like Ludlow, Covington, Newport, Bellevue, and Dayton, and those a little further south, like Fort Wright, Fort Mitchell, Erlanger, and Florence.
There is more than meets the eye in each of these towns, and the amenities they offer are one of the main reasons that people are moving to the area. Northern Kentucky just put themselves on the map in the area of entertainment, having recently opened the 3rd ever indoor-outdoor concert venue in the nation, MegaCorp Pavilion in Newport. This venue is unique because of its innovative stage that can transform the room from an intimate 100-person venue to one that up to 7,000 people can enjoy.
But that's not the only destination on the riverfront. Amazing eateries such as Amador, Baker's Table, Cedar, and Coppins are already drawing people to their tables with award-winning dishes and craft cocktails. And by 2026, a $140 million Margaritaville resort will be coming to Newport on the Levee. The resort is part of a larger $5 billion project that will affect all of the riverfront cities, including a 23-acre development in Covington, updates to Newport on the Levee, and a pathway to connect all 5 major river cities.
And all of that is just on the Northern Kentucky side of the river. 8 bridges connect Northern Kentucky to Cincinnati, 4 of which are pedestrian bridges. These bridges allow for the amenities of downtown Cincinnati to also become easily accessible to those of us who live in Northern Kentucky. I used to live in the East Row of Newport and walk across the Purple People Bridge to go to Reds games all the time. And now, with the Cincinnati streetcar being free for public use, going across the river and enjoying the restaurants, museums, sporting events, and concerts on the Ohio side is easier than ever before.
Yeah, it's so easy to go out and grab dinner in Northern Kentucky and then head over to downtown to catch the ballet or the symphony or an FCC game, and then grab drinks or dessert on either side of the river as well. It makes date nights super fun. And there's some great things for our kids to enjoy on the Cincinnati side too, like some of the parks, the museum center, and the zoo.
Yeah, the kids enjoy the amenities of Cincinnati, but there is so much for them to love in Northern Kentucky as well. In fact, the second reason that so many people choose to live in Northern Kentucky is just how family-friendly it is. Northern Kentucky is home to national Blue Ribbon award-winning schools such as Johnson, Woodville, and Moyer Elementary in Fort Thomas, Long Branch in Union, and Villa Madonna in Villa Hills. And there are so many incredible parks, playgrounds, and splash pads as well.
Yeah, we love the splash pad at City Center Park in Wilder and the green space at Pride Park in Taylor Mill. Tower Park in Fort Thomas is also currently undergoing a renovation, so we're super excited for the new design and features that will be wheelchair accessible as well, allowing for more inclusion. Our kids also love the Newport Aquarium, but I think my favorite family-friendly aspect of Northern Kentucky is all the quaint little events that happen around some of the towns. It's the Easter egg hunts, the local 4th of July parades, the pumpkin and Christmas walks, and all the small town, sweet and slightly quirky events that make me love living in Northern Kentucky more and more as my kids grow.
So the third main reason we love Northern Kentucky is the relatively low cost of living. While all of Greater Cincinnati is considered one of the most affordable areas in the country, from state to state, Kentucky is ranked 15th overall, while Ohio is 23rd. Housing costs in Cincinnati tends to be a bit higher than Northern Kentucky. For instance, according to the Northern Kentucky MLS, the average cost of a single-family home was just above $300,000, but according to the Cincinnati MLS, the average cost was just above $320,000. Sales tax is also slightly less in Northern Kentucky, and generally speaking, property taxes are cheaper in Northern Kentucky than in Cincinnati, sometimes up to 0.3%, which could mean saving thousands of dollars each year, more than making up for auto taxes being a bit higher.
There are other reasons we love living in Northern Kentucky too, like the proximity to bigger cities like Chicago, Pittsburgh, Nashville, and every other city in between. The Cincinnati airport is actually located in Northern Kentucky as well, making flight travel more convenient. We also love the green spaces, the hiking, the slower pace, and the southern hospitality. But if we talked about everything we love about Northern Kentucky, this video would be several hours long. Ultimately, we love both sides of the river and all they have to offer. But living in Northern Kentucky has benefits we don't want you to miss out on. It has additional amenities, a family-friendly culture, cheaper cost of living, and let's be honest, we also have the city views. Let us know in the comments below what else in Northern Kentucky you would like us to cover. And if you're planning on moving into the area, shoot us an email at info@barongrouprealty.com. We'd love to be your real estate team of choice.